Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. So collectiveevolution.com has a wonderful piece. Documents surface showing CIA plans to infiltrate academia and change university, college, and curriculum. I'm glad that they brought this up, and specifically they were referencing Edward Snowden's tweet on August 25th, where he said classified memos show the CIA had sought to influence USA media and how journalism is taught since at least 1984. Now, interestingly enough, absolutely that's what they did, Operation Mockingbird. But there was an attack, a legitimate infiltration of the American academic system by the powers that shouldn't be, and it dates back not to the 1984, not to the 1960s, not to the 1950s. No, my friends, the plan actually started late 19th century, right into the turn of the 20th century. And a guy that highlighted this, believe it or not, was the independent counsel for the Reece Committee back in the 1950s. So we see today President Trump being investigated by Robert Mueller. And Mr. Mueller is the independent investigator of Donald Trump and the whole Russia thing, right? Okay. Well, back in the 1950s, Norman Dodd was an independent investigator that investigated the endowments. The endowments being the Rockefeller Foundation, the Carnegie Foundation, the Guggenheim Foundation, and others. And so, while doing his investigation, and I'll post this a video of an interview with Norman Dodd that G. Edward Griffin did right before Norman Dodd passed away, where he tells the story and kind of describes this whole process and how it unfolded. Also, if you go on to Scribed, you can go and download the actual minutes and the Reece Committee report, where you can read in writing, as was in the congressional record, the findings, and it will blow your mind. Now, if you don't like to read very dry congressional record, then watch the video. I think you'll find it unbelievably interesting, and it will change the way that you view the public school system and higher education from here on forward. Because nothing really changed with the findings of the Reece Committee, because just like the McCormick-Dickstein Committee and other committees that were really being effective in bringing some of this darkness into the light, they were snuffed out, funding pulled, swept under the rug, make the problem go away. Now, one thing that Norman Dodd talked about, one of his assistants who was an attorney during the investigation actually went up to New York, where these endowments would meet. People from each endowment would meet. They actually got together. They had meetings. And of course, she asked, can I see the meeting minutes? Well, they didn't think anything of it. They didn't think anything of it. She goes through the meeting minutes and she finds out that very early on, there was a conspiracy to basically fund people to go full boat through Harvard, through your Ivy League schools, through your Yales, your Skull and Bones, everything else, right? And then these people would then be placed in academia where they would be responsible for bringing about the new curriculum. So they'd promulgate this new curriculum, but it would have a communist slant or a lefty slant or whatever you want to call it, but it would be geared towards state propaganda, or because state propaganda, again, is the powers that shouldn't be. It's their propaganda because they've got the money that elects these officials, that puts them into office. This lady was so overcome by what she read and what she saw that they had to commit her to an insane asylum because she couldn't believe that something like that could happen here in America. She never held a job again. Never held a job again. I mean, that is what we face today, but that's what's been going on for over 120 years. 120 years. I mean, this isn't new news. I'm very glad that Ed Snowden tweeted out about that, and I hope that a lot of you take the time to watch this video. It's a fascinating interview, but it will do a couple of things. It's going to totally change the way that you view public school, and it's going to make you confront some of the decisions that you made and or are going to make in the future regarding children, especially your children. Because once you figure out that really what public school is all about is A, daycare, B, indoctrination, then you're left with a really a big choice. Am I self-serving, and do I send my children to public school to their detriment, where they sell their souls and become a slave? Where they snuff that love of learning out at a very early age because they're forcing things down your throat that you'll never, ever, ever need or use, that you find extremely dull and boring, and then you end up getting in trouble and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, they instill, that slave-like behavior. Ring the bell, go here. Ring the bell, go here. Pavlov's dog. That's what they do. That's what it was designed to do. It was designed to condition people to a 9 to 5 or 9 to 7, a 10 or 12-hour workday. Go to the assembly line, do your job, 15-minute break, whistle blows, go here, whistle blows, go back to work, repeat the same step tomorrow. It is designed to create automatons. And that's exactly that's what I am. I hate to say it, but that's what I grew up as, and it's a hard thing to break. It's a hard thing to break once you've lived your life that way the entire way. And all I can say is, do your children a service by teaching them what freedom's all about, and let them learn on their own what they want to learn. And what you'll come to find out is they'll learn what they need to know, but they'll also enjoy learning what they want to know. And it makes everything that much more enjoyable for you and for them. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day.